Hello friends, welcome to G-Centric. So in this lecture, we will study about locus diagram. Okay, so basically this diagram actually we had to study, it was after the completion of the resonance. Okay, but still because of its low weightage in the GATE exam, we have kept it in the last topic. Okay, so now what do we mean by this locus diagram? So basically we are plotting the phasor. Okay, not a phasor, okay, you can just give it another term like tracing the path. Okay, what type of path that we are going to trace? Okay, it's here nothing but the current path. Okay, so now the definition for the current locus: the path traced by the current either by varying circuit element, okay, varying what? Circuit element or supply frequency. In control system you will vary only supply frequency and you will plot the graph magnitude versus phase angle. Okay, here you can vary supply frequency as well as any part of the circuit element. Okay, and what do you trace here? Okay, what path is known? That is the current path. Okay, so you have to trace the current path, that is we will call it as current locus. How do you trace the current path? By varying the circuit element or by varying the supply frequency. Okay, so that is the definition for the current locus. Now, if you see here, we have got series RL circuit. Okay, this is a series RL circuit and in which R is the varying element. Okay, we are varying the R element, that is nothing but the circuit element. Okay, so now based on this we have to plot the current path. Okay, if we assume that current is flowing in this direction, so what will be the equation of the current? I will be equal to V by Z. Okay, that is the impedance. You can write this impedance as root of, okay, magnitude as R square plus XL square. Okay, and angle. So here if you take the angle, it will be tan inverse XL by R. If it goes up, it will be minus tan inverse XL by R. Okay, so only if you want magnitude, then only V by R square plus XL square. Okay, and our angle will be tan inverse of minus tan inverse of XL by R. Okay, so now how do we trace the path? It's simple, nothing but varying the resistor from 5 to, okay, sorry, not 5, varying the value of the resistor from 0 degree to infinite value. Okay, we will see what will be our result by that. Okay, so now here, sorry, put R equal to 0. Where you have to put? In both the equations put R equal to 0. So when you put here R equal to 0, magnitude of 5 will be V by XL. Okay, V by XL. And what about the phase? If you put here 0, it will be infinite. So if it is infinite, okay, it will be, angle will be 0 degrees. Okay, right? If it is 0 degree, minus tan inverse XL by R, XL by 0. So it is infinite, it will be minus 90 degrees. Okay, tan inverse infinite is minus 90 degree. Now put infinite in this value. Okay, when you put infinite, V by infinite. Okay, so it's nothing but I will be equal to 0. Okay, so when I is equal to 0, then what will be the angle? Put here, it's infinite, right? XL by R. R is infinite. 1 upon something upon infinite is nothing but 0. So tan inverse of 0 degree will be 0. Phi is equal to 0 degree. Now why this is I equal to 0? Because the denominator, the more the denominator value, lesser will be the value of the I. Okay, they are inversely proportional. So now we have got the variation from 0 to infinite, where it is moving from minus 90 degree to 0. So what is the observation? See here, this value is something constant we will get. Okay, this is a constant value, and here we are getting 0 degree. Okay, sorry, 0 value, not degree. And see here for the angle, it is reducing, right? Minus 90 degree to 0 degrees. Okay, so now we have to plot the angle for this one. Here, let us take this as V as our reference. Okay, so now once we take V as reference value, R equal to 0 degree. Okay, and this is phi is minus 90 degree. Okay, so now I will draw here. This is nothing but pure inductive circuit because R is equal to 0. When R is 0, only we will be left with inductor term. That is why we are having the pure inductance. So this is minus 90 degree. So now as we are increasing the R, what is happening to the current? Okay, so this is current. I is equal to V by XL. Okay, so this here it is I equal to V by XL. Okay, as the value of this R is increasing, okay, when R is increasing, I is what is happening to I? It is decreasing. With the decreasing value, even the angle is also decreasing, right? Do not consider this minus sign, just see at 0 to 90 degree, okay, but it is coming from 90 to 0 degree. When we are moving the value of R from 0 to infinite, it means the angle is decreasing, okay. So let me draw this first. Okay, first of all I will trace the path because it will be easy, it will look neater. Okay, so now this I is for some value of R, put R is equal to 10 ohm, it will decrease. Okay, and we will get somewhere here. Okay, with the reduction in the angle. Okay, then increase the value of R, again you will get magnitude of I less and angle is also decreasing. Similarly, you keep on doing it. Okay, increase the value of R. So once you increase, somewhere here you will get I equal to 0 and phi is equal to 0 degrees. Okay, so this is the locus path for series RL circuit. Okay, similarly you can vary XL also. Okay, so now we will also see how do we vary XL. Okay, so now I will rub this one. This everything remains same. Okay, here this will change. Let us take this whole thing will change. Okay, now I will redraw this one. This is nothing but R. Okay, we are varying this inductor part now. This everything because I is equal to V by Z, there is no change in the impedance. Here magnitude also there is no change. And in angle also there is no change. What is the change? Only we are varying XL instead of R. So we have to vary XL from 0 to infinite. Okay. Now put here. Put XL equal to 0. Okay. For the magnitude put XL equal to 0. You will get I is equal to V by R. Okay. V by R. Similarly here also put XL equal to 0. So tan inverse of 0 is nothing but we will get again phi is equal to 0 degrees. Next put XL equal to infinite. Okay, so if you put XL infinite, V by infinite is nothing but 0. So you will get I value as 0 and phi value put here infinite. So tan inverse of infinite is nothing but 90 degrees. Okay, minus 90 degrees. Now put the reference over here as V. Okay, so when you put the reference as V, now how do you vary this? How do you vary this one? From 0 to infinite. What we know is I is equal to V by R. Okay, since it is pure resistive, see here the angle is also equal to 0 degrees. So somewhere here we will get the value of I. Okay, so now from here we have to start varying the value of I. So value of the XL. It is increasing from 0 to infinity, it is increasing and this angle is also increasing. Okay, but till where we have to get I equal to 0. So now the twist here is this angle is nothing but, or the magnitude here is nothing but V by R. Okay, so it's already indicating you that V by R is the pure resistive network. That's why I is in phase with voltage V. Hence we have got phi is equal to 0 degrees. Okay, now here the magnitude of the current is reducing, but the value of XL is increasing and even the phase angle is increasing. So from here, okay, it will be somewhat like this. Okay, here, then somewhere we will get 0. Okay, current will be equal to 0 degree and here somewhere it will be like minus 90 degrees. Okay, so this is the trace of the series RL circuit when L is varying. Okay, we will see one more, that is series RC circuit. Okay, with positive angle. Till now we had minus 90 degree. We will see with the positive angle how it will vary. Okay, so let me rub this one. Okay, so now this is the RC circuit, again where we are varying the resistor R. Okay, so this is the current flowing in this circuit. So I will be V by Z. So V divided by R square plus XC square. Now here it will be minus tan inverse of XC by R because of its nature. Okay, so when it goes up it will be plus tan inverse XC by R. So if you want to take separately, the magnitude is V by R square plus XC square and phase angle is tan inverse XC by R. So since we are taking R as the variable, so we will vary R from 0 to infinite. Okay, so when R equal to 0, put R equal to 0, you will get I is equal to V upon XC. Okay, put here also R equal to 0, tan inverse of infinite, it will be phi equal to positive 90 degrees. Okay, then put R equal to infinite. Okay, V upon infinite will give you I equal to 0 and phi angle will be 0 degrees. Okay, so now this is, see here, R is increasing, current is reducing and phi is also reducing. Right? Now we will take the reference. Let us take V as our, V is 0. This is as reference degree. Okay. Now, when R equal to 0, I equal to V by XC and the phase angle is 90 degree. So here is our current path. Okay. So this is somewhere. Okay. So this is 90 degree and I equal to V upon XC. Correct? So this is positive 90 degree. Now the angle is reducing, current is also decreasing. So our path will be, okay, let me draw this first itself. Okay, next the magnitude of current will decrease with reducing angle. Okay, it won't stop till we get 0 degree. Okay, angle is also 0 degree and current value is also 0 degree over here. So this is the part 4. Okay, so this is RC circuit. Okay, next we will see some of the questions that have appeared in the GATE 2007-2019. Okay, so we'll see, basically it's a 1 mark or 2 mark question that they will ask. Okay, it's not repeated every year, so we'll not focus much on that. We'll solve some 2-3 questions based on this one. We will see the questions based on the locus diagram. So here in question 258 they have asked to draw the locus diagram for I and I2. Okay, so here is I and here is I2, and what is the variable? It is R1. Okay, they have given the voltage and here is RL circuit. Okay, so now you can see that I is equal to simple KCL I1 plus I2. Okay, and here I2 is nothing but the same voltage will be over here. Okay, I2 is equal to V by R, right? I2 is equal to V by R. What will be I1? It is nothing but here also the voltage will be same. So I1 will be equal to V upon R2 square plus XL square. Okay, so we have got this one, but here we do not have to vary this I1 quantity, it is fixed because our only variable quantity is R1 and related to that I2 is varying. Okay, so now if I take R, this is V by R1, okay, V by R1. Now R1 equal to 0. If I take R1 equal to 0, what will happen? I2 is equal to infinite, okay, and phi will be equal to 0 degree itself because it's a pure resistive circuit and the voltage angle between the voltage and current over here will be 0 degrees. Now if you take R1 equal to infinite, I2 will be equal to 0 and phi will still be equal to 0 degree itself. Okay, so now if I have to draw the circuit or the phasor for this one, V is the reference, okay, and here is I, Okay, I2. Okay, because why I am not taking any angle, it's a pure resistive network. And what will be the magnitude of this one? V by R. Correct? Now, if you see here, as I2 is reducing, right, from infinite to 0 degree, as resistor value is increasing, I2 is decreasing. So when I2 is approaching 0, then I will be equal to I1. Okay, so it means that I is also fixed quantity. Now, since this is RL, I is equal to R1, I is equal to I1, okay, and this is RL, there will be some angle lagging, okay, if I take this as I, because I equal to I1, I know that, and this is fixed, okay, so it's not pure inductive, that's why we have, because we have got resistor element in this RL, that's why it will be somewhere in between 0 to minus 90 degrees. Now, this is when we have I equal to I1, we have by parallelogram law of addition, okay, this vector from here to here we have got I1, right, sorry, this is, okay, if you take this as I1, this will be I, okay, summation will be I, okay, now till now the I is not equal to I1, in this diagram it is not equal, okay, we have to vary this one, right, so as the current I2 changes, even the total current will also change, right, it's not fixed, but here I1 will be fixed, only the varying quantity will be I2. Now, after this one, if you see here, this was when R equal to 0, next, when we are increasing the R1, what is happening to the I2 current? It is decreasing. So here if I take this as I2 double dash, okay, and here I will draw this path, okay, and next what will happen? My I will change, okay, the vector will come over here, so this is I. Similarly, when it is I2 double dash is here, okay, so this is like this, then again my sum will change, this will be I. Similarly, when it is here, it will also change, I'll get here. Similarly, what will happen? There will be an angle where we will get I1 equal to I. Okay, so this is the tracing of the locus diagram of this circuit. Okay, so now we have to see that when R is increasing, what is happening to current? It is decreasing. Okay. Now coming to question number 259. This was asked in the GATE question. This was asked in the GATE 2007 in electrical branch. So what does it say? We have to draw the locus diagram. And what is varying? It is the supply frequency that they have given is varying. Okay. We have got both, all the three elements in the circuit, and none of them is varying except the supply frequency. Now we will take the current I in this direction. Okay, so this is current I. It is nothing but I equal to, we will take XL greater than XC. Okay, it does not matter, but still we will consider XL greater than XC. So V divided by R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Angle will be, since we are taking it as inductive, it will be minus tan inverse of XL minus XC divided by R. Okay. Now here we do not have any frequency term, that is that we are able to see. But what we can write this as XL. First let us take magnitude V divided by R square. So XL we can write it as omega L, and XC we can write it as 1 over omega C. Okay, and phi will be minus tan inverse XL minus XC divided by R. We are varying the supply frequency. Okay. Now there is a condition where you will get frequency equal to resonant frequency. At that time what it will happen? This path will be short circuited and the circuit will behave like a pure resistive circuit, right? So this is the important thing that you have to note there. Okay. So when it behaves like the resonant frequency, what will be I? V by R. Okay. This term will be equal to 0. That's why we will be having V by R. And what will be the phase angle? It is 0 degrees. Okay. Similarly, if we have omega less than omega naught, and omega greater than resonant frequency. What will be our circuit parameters, right? Next, when we have omega equal to less than resonant frequency, that means resonant frequency is greater than omega naught, so it will be positive angle. Why? Because it is leading nature, and when we have got leading, when it is capacitive. When omega is less than omega naught, okay, so this will behave like our angle will be negative. Why? Because it is inductive in nature. Okay, this is clear. Now coming to the varying of the supply frequency. So first what we have to vary, we will start from 0 and we will move till infinite. Put omega equal to 0. Okay, when you put omega equal to 0, XL will be 0. Okay, XC will be infinite. Okay, what will happen to the current? Current will be 0 because V upon infinite. Okay, current is 0. Now when XC is infinite, okay, come over to calculate the angle. When XC is infinite, minus tan inverse of infinite, this resistive network, okay, the resistance value is negligible. That's why it will turn to infinite, and minus tan inverse of infinite will give you, when it is, since it is capacitive nature, it will give you 90 degrees. Okay, it will give you 90 degree. Okay, so coming over here, omega equal to infinite, put here XL will be infinite, XC will be 0, still I will be remaining 0 because in the denominator we still have got XL as infinite, and 5 will be minus 90 degrees. When it is pure resistor, we have 0 degree. When omega equal to 0, we have 90 degrees. When omega equal to infinite, we have minus 90 degree. So now how you will plot the graph for this, locus diagram for this one, we will see. I will take V as my reference. Here is V as my reference, and here let this be a dummy reference. Okay, this is positive 90 degree and this is minus 90 degree. So at omega equal to omega naught, we have pure resistor. Okay, and the value magnitude of that one is V by R. Okay, now as it is increasing here, from omega equal to 0 to 90 degree, it is increasing, right? But angle is increasing, but the magnitude of the current is decreasing. It will come to 0 degrees. Okay, so I can draw this over here like this. Okay, fine. Similarly, when it is coming to minus 90 degree, again it is increasing, the angle is increasing, but current is still 0, so it is decreasing, right? So it will be somewhat like this. Okay, then it will come over here somewhere 0. So now if you trace this path, okay, when you trace this path, you will get a circle. Okay, bring it over here still. Okay, join this, you will get the circular path. So this is the locus diagram for this one. Question number 259. It was easy. Just you have to vary the current, see which, you have to apply the current, you have to see which parameter is varying, get the equation, okay, vary them from 0 to infinite, okay. After varying from 0 to infinite, check whether what is the current value and what is the current value and the phase angles. So if it is increasing, this is plus 90, this is negative, okay, then the current value is decreasing till it reaches 0 degrees, okay. So this is one more gate question that was asked here. The options were given and the graph was also given for this locus diagram. Since to save the time, I haven't written the options. Okay. Next here, we will see one more question that was asked in gate and then we will end this lecture. So coming to this last question, okay, this was asked in gate 2018 in electrical branch. Okay, so it says that a DC voltage source is connected to a series RLC circuit. So now this is DC voltage source, but what we have studied is the AC sources, right? So directly it is not a locus diagram question. There are many things involved in this one. Okay, transient is also involved because you are seeing a switch in this. Okay, by turning on the switch at t is equal to 0, we have to assume that I of 0 is equal to 0, V of 0 equal to 0. And we have to draw the locus diagram between I of t and Vc of t, okay, between the voltage capacitor. So now we have seen that in the transient itself, when we cannot immediately take out the transient, the time constant, we will use the Laplace transform. So here also we will do the same thing. So this will be phi by s. Okay, we will close the switch. Then this will be Ls, but the value of L is 1. So we will directly write it as S, and C is nothing but 1 by Cs. C value is 1. Okay, and that is Vc of S. Now we will find the I of S. So I of S is nothing but phi divided by, okay, we have got phi divided by s divided by s plus 1 by s. Okay, so this will be phi upon s square plus 1. So when you take the ILT of this one, you will get I of t as phi sine t. Okay, next to calculate the voltage, we know voltage across the capacitor is given by some time t, okay, integration of current. Okay, value of C is 1, so 0 to t phi sine t dt. So when you take this one, okay, let us call this as equation number 1. Okay, when you simplify this one, you will get phi minus phi cos t. Now all the options were in terms of the equation of the circle. Okay, so now what we will do is V of t minus phi, we will take it over this side, and this will be minus phi cos t. Okay, so this is equation number 2. Now to get the equation of the circle, we will square 1 and 2 and add them. Okay, so when you do that, you will get I of t square plus Vc of t minus phi whole square equal to, okay, this phi square is 25 sine square t, 25 sine square t plus 25 cos square t. So when you take 25 as common, sine square t plus cos square t will be equal to 1. So you are left with 5 square. Okay, so this is nothing but equation of circle. Okay, so if you have to draw the locus diagram for this one, here you will get somewhere 0 to 5. Okay, 0 to 10 will be your diameter and 0 to 5 is your radius. Okay, so something circular path you will get. Okay, draw that. Okay, from here the current will vary. Okay, so directly this is not the question of the locus diagram. Okay, because we have involved the transient as well and the Laplace transformation. So it's a mixture of the questions. Now we will end this lecture completely. Okay, I mean the network theory is also completed by ending this locus diagram. Okay, so almost 260 questions we have completed. So practice it again and again so that it will be, you can solve any type of questions, okay, given in that, and solve the previous year questions. If you want to refer any book, you can refer, you can solve those problems. In each and every chapter of the textbook there will be MCQs, straight solving those. Okay, it might help for your other exams as well in excluding GATE as well. Okay, so we will see in the next subject. Okay, till then take care. Thank you.